What's up, y'all? It's your girl Brandy from Stay Snatched, and today I'm sharing the only way my family will eat turkey, and it's this butter injected Cajun turkey. It's injected with spices along with butter, and then I season it on the outside with the perfect blend of even more spices. I even show you how to make homemade gravy. Stay tuned for all of the details. So first you want to start with your butter injection marinade, and you also need a syringe or injector to inject that turkey. You can find store-bought versions of these in most grocery stores. There's a Creole seasoned one that's super popular. I'll link it in the description box below, or you can make your own using melted butter and spices. For my spices, I'll provide detailed listing of measurements in the description box below. I'm using my homemade Cajun blend, salt, pepper, smoked paprika, thyme, and oregano. So first you want to start with your turkey. When you are injecting a turkey, you will need 1 ounce of marinade per pound of turkey you have. My turkey weighs about 13 pounds, so I need 13 ounces of marinade. This is going to vary based on the size of the turkey you use. If you're using a smaller turkey, then you won't need that much. And so what you'll do is you'll load up that syringe with that injectable marinade, and you're gonna wanna go around the entire turkey and get that into all of the parts. And so I started kind of with the breast area. Now I'm going in to the thigh, and you can see some of it may spill out just a little bit. I just rub that into the skin whenever that happens, but you wanna make sure you're fully covering all of the areas, because this is gonna give it so much flavor, and it's also gonna make it tender and juicy. So many people complain about dry turkey, not when you inject it, that's for sure. It's one of the main reasons why this is the only version my family will eat. So from here, I'm gonna drizzle the turkey with some olive oil, and then I rub that olive oil in. This is gonna help our spices adhere and stick to the turkey, and it's also going to allow that skin to crisp up. We love a nice little crispy skin here, and so you can skip the olive oil step if you don't care about crispy skin, but that's one of the things that I love most about this recipe. You've got some tender, juicy meat on the inside and some crispy skin up top. So you want to sprinkle the spices throughout the turkey. Get those everywhere so the turkey is fully coated. So from here, I'm also going to tie up the legs using some butcher twine. The legs are the first things that bake when this thing gets into the oven, and you don't want those to overcook. So that's going to help this cook evenly and consistently. I'm using a roasting rack and roasting pan. Got that turkey on there, and I'm going to pour in about a cup of broth here. This is going to help catch the turkey drippings, which we need for our gravy, which is also going to prevent the bottom of that pan from charring, which is just gonna give us unnecessary smoke that we don't need. So to bake the turkey, I start at 425 degrees in the oven. I place the turkey in there for 30 minutes, and after 30 minutes, I'm going to adjust the temperature in the oven to 325 degrees. I start high because that crisps up that turkey skin, and then I go low because you want to cook this a little on the low side. And turkey can take anywhere from 2 to 5 hours depending on the size of the turkey that you're using. Once the turkey is done, I can start on my gravy. And so I start by making a roux using some butter that I'm gonna melt here in the pan. Once the butter is melted, I add in flour, and I always add my flour in pretty slowly so that I can avoid any clumps and lumps. So just give this a sprinkle, and then I'm gonna combine everything. I'm cooking this on medium to medium low heat. You just wanna keep stirring until that flour is fully combined. And next I'm adding in some broth here along with the turkey drippings from the pan. So as that turkey bakes, it's going to release some fat that's going to render in the bottom of the pan, and that goes into the gravy. You just continue to stir this until it gets super thick. And now this is ready to serve with all of the best side dishes. You should also check out my videos for candied sweet potatoes and collard greens.